welcome once again in my second session for Visual SVN and Tortoise SVN. Okay, so let's move forward. Before moving forward, what the three things we do and what the things we have to do. Okay, uh, we can see in this second video session, and the things we are going to do in this session that are create sandbox, connect to server, resource allocation like allocating files, all of this that things, rendering them to server means adding or updating or committing them to servers, and synchronizing that resources around our local sandboxes which we were made for our different users. Okay, and suppose and what I want to tell here, that is, yeah, that is the two things that are checkout means what is checkout. First you want to know, first we have to know it, and that is the thing too, that is updating your local sandbox version as server, or means nothing, the resources are there in server, so that resources you have to make sure that the resource on you are going to work are as updated as the server. Okay, and the second term is second terminology, second term. Okay, second term is check-in. Check-in means what the changes you have done to your resources in your local sandbox, so you have to commit those changes to your sandbox, means commit the local sandbox changes to server. Okay, and at first we will create sandbox. Okay, different sandbox, so we are just going to create two sandboxes. Okay, for two users, user 1 and user 2. Okay, so here we go. uh, so those we will choose a simple drive. Okay, so what the drives we will choose, that is, first we go to, yeah, first we will create the two sandbox. Sandbox are just nothing but they are directory and nothing else. Okay, but in term of SVN, we will call that sandbox. Okay, so we will create our first sandbox in and what is this, delete, yeah, new folder, uh, user A. Okay, and what the second form that we have to do, that is okay, that is second thing, user B. Okay, so for making these changes more and more easier, what I do that is just I will make sure, just make I, yeah, just I make a shortcut of both of that directories to desktop, so that's I can, it is easy for me. Okay, desktop, and again I will go to development team, and it is user A, send to desktop, create server. So for both of the directories, now I have the shortcuts at my desktop, that is user A shortcut and second is user B shortcut. So now what I do, double click on user A. So what we are doing now, we have created the sandboxes, and the sandboxes are nothing but directories which I have already shared, and sorry, and the second thing, that is to connect those sandboxes to the server, that is visual SVN server. Okay, and what I need to do, okay, look, open user A directory for sandbox. Okay, first, as I already mentioned, that you have to check out. Okay, what this checkout will do, that is, okay, visual, I have to open the visual SUN server, visual SUN server manager. Okay, and yes, okay, but I also create a shortcut to my desktop, visual server manager, pin to start, pin to task, but that is okay. So what is here, that is HTTP services running VDFS. Okay, that is another thing, so you just forget it. Okay, Arif repository, and that is the thing. Yeah, these are the things, and there are three terminology like branches, tags, and trunk, which I already mentioned in my previous session, that is session 1. And we have three users, user 1, user 2, and user 3. So if you want to set or something you want to do with this user, you can do from here. Okay, groups, there are no groups I have defined yet. So now we have three users, and already I have mentioned or said that this user can have access, like you read and write, this have also the same permission, but the user 3 only have the right to read but not write. Okay, so when I update the user a directory which I have created in D drive, okay, what is going to, what is going to what is going to being there, or what is going to happen there, that is user a, and the three terminology, that is trunk, tags, and branches, are going to come here. Okay, and first what I do, that is svn checkout. Okay, and what you see, URL of USU repository, so you have to give your local repository URL. Okay, and you can also get those things from, yeah, that is my local repository or server repository URL. So better you right click on it, click URL to clipboard. Okay, and yeah, better I do copy URL to clipboard. Okay, you can, that is a head out something. Control B. Okay, check out full recursive, add revision, choose items, what you can do with the items, username and password. So we will allocate a user 1, and what was our password, which I have already said in my previous session, that is password 1. Will I save authentication? If I save this authentication, check this checkbox of save authentication, what is going to happen? If for every authentic activity I have to mention my user ID and password, but after checking this checkbox, it will not ask me again. Okay, so just because of this is my tutorial video, this is a tutorial video, I will not going to check it. Okay, just I leave it. Okay, so better you come here. So these repository are going to create here, or going to appear here after updation. Okay, and choose items, what are the things, custom tags, so fully recursive, that is okay. Only test missiles, just leave all of these things. Okay, because we are just in a beginning mode, so you better. Okay, and what are the things you can see, checkout finished, command checkout, this and this, revision head, fully recursive external included, updating user a trunk, folder created, branches created, tags created, but you can't say it folders that are just because of these are terminologies. Okay, at revision, completed at revision 1. So this is the first revision we have made here. Okay, and you will do it. Okay, refresh. So by what a new folder I get here, that is okay. Temp plus temp, all of these things, just leave it. Branches, tags and trunks. So this folder, now what we have done, that I have added the this sandbox, or sandbox, yeah, sandbox to this server, and this is a type of now a client of Visual S1 server. So the similar thing what I have to do with the second user B shortcut or user B sandbox. The same thing I have to do. SVN checkout, user B, fully recursive, show log, all things, choose item. Okay, password 1, user 2, password 2. Okay, same, just check it, uncheck it, don't check it. Okay, okay, and okay again, custom test, just make it fully recursive. All the things are just correct. Sorry, revision 1 done. Now what we have done yet, we have created the sandboxes. Okay, done. Okay, and the second thing, now connect to server, that thing also we have done. So resource allocation, resource allocation is nothing but so what I'm doing, I'm just doing a Java project, so I will attach a Java file inside the sandbox of user A, inside user A sandbox. So I will create a Java file that is for, yeah, and wait the edit writer. Okay, file, new Java file, yeah, Java file, svn demo, svn demo. Okay, svn main demo. We named our class, that is svn main demo, and hello world. Oh, actually, I just got bored. Every programming start from hello world. I don't know why the all guys write hello world. uh, God is very popular. What we write, like I make it some different. I don't like this. So import java.util.scanner, and the second thing what I will do, scanner, no, I will make these things available inside the static main. Scanner, scan, new scanner system.in, no, nothing, there is nothing, man. Integer a b, yeah, that's it. So system.out.println, no, println not, enter first value. Enter second value, and the third one is, don't, there is no third one. first thing, addition program to make it system out line. So a equals integer dot first int scan dot next line b. So we have the values and term dot out dot print line addition of values is that is a plus b. So we have to do that is just make lines here. Okay, so we have created our program. This program is for adding two numbers. Okay, and now what I do, I just save this program to inside my folder inside user a folder of your local sandbox. Okay, desktop user a shortcut, no issue, branches type. So when you want to save a resource, that is you must put your resources inside trunk. Okay, and there are actually three terminologies, data terminologies what terminology, okay, terminology that are branches, tags and trunk. So now I'm going to add, and all of the things are done inside the trunk. So what is a trunk? Trunk is the main line of project, or main terminology of the project development, or any of the file which you want to add to your project. You must add inside the trunk directory. So it is actually an enhancement, or you can also enhancement for your existing file, and you must all of those things you have to add inside the trunk. So we will just add save. So I have saved my program there in trunk folder. Better close this. I go to trunk now, trunk user a trunk. So what I have to do, so I have to update now what I have done. Resource allocation, yeah, resource allocation, that thing I have done. And now I have to render or synchronize that to server, so other users can also synchronize American. Okay, synchronize those to server, so that I have to get that resource from, I will get that resource in users b sandbox also. So what I have to do now, that is refresh and go to user, close first all things, user a trunk, close these things, go to user a shortcut. So you are inside the user a sandbox, then go to trunk, right click on, just select the file and make a right click. So what are the things I can see here? uh, actually I also, I don't know, I have searched, forgot that thing, I think. Okay, you better refresh and update from the outside of that trunk. So what I do now, svn commit, but better you commit from inside the trunk. So if you are going to trunk svn commit, or checking your modifications, it will, what it will do, it will just synchronize all of your modifications to this server. So better you synchronize or commit your changes from the trunk directory. So here are two things that svn update and svn commit. So what I do now, that I have to do svn commit. So what happen next, after clicking on svn commit, this svn main demo.java is going to update or store in a copy of this, that this resource is going to store in visual svn server. So from there other users can also get that thing, or also get this resource from in their sandboxes, in their local directories. So we just select the svn commit. So there is three dot dot dot, means after making click on it or after selection, a dialog box is going to appear in our screen. So, and here it appears. So what you have to do now, that if you want to see any recent messages, you can, by clicking on this button, you can get you can watch those messages, and not worsened. Okay, so here we have to give a message like something like this is update from user 1, user a, user 1, and what is our file, svn main. Okay, svn main java. At what time, if you want to mention your time, you can give those time like 11:23. Better you do day first 11 2014, and if you want to give the time, you can also allot 52 p.m. Okay, 1 to 2, you can't see. This is the update from user a, user 1, that thing. And what is this revision? First revision has been done, so better you not mention the revision first. Okay, so the second thing, select your resource, the resource you want to store or update from, update at server side, update in server side. Okay, so one version file, so logs. Okay, then what happened, you are going to ask a user id or password, something like. Okay, here it comes. What is the user a, means user 1, and what is the password 1, that is okay. And our things are going to happen, and that is, it is adding svn main demo.java, sending content. So these things added first to the client side, and then it send to the server side, and after completing we get this message, completed at region. Forget this is I will share the things about this merge that are in our later sessions. First we just okay, and you better just make a refresh. Okay, this refresh don't works here, so then you make a refresh here and go there. So now what is happening, this, you are watching a check sign, green check sign, just in left bottom of your icon. it means it has been updated to your server. So better you close this thing. Okay, and refresh, come to your server side. After here, what we have to do, what you have to do, yes, repository, branches, there is nothing, tags, there is nothing, just shut down and refresh. So now you can see the svn main demo.java here inside the terminology. Actually, I'm just getting unbuffered by saying this word terminology. Okay, sun main demo dot java, the resource come inside the trunk, and it is a server side. So what the other users have to do whenever they whenever they just update or check out their local resource, this thing is going to view inside their local sandbox trunk terminology. So here we go, minimize, refresh, user b, trunk. Okay, here is nothing. So refresh, and better you, this is the first time, so better you check out. Checkout is nothing but svn update, and whenever you want to update the things from your local client side to server side, you just select this svn commit. So what we have to do now, svn update. So here we go. What is the password for user b? That is user 2 password 2. Okay, the file updating the same, added to the local sandbox trunk terminology, completed revision 2. Okay, if you want to show logs, you can see the logs. So logs, again you have to give the password. See, you can see user 1 Sunday, these things you can see. This is update from user 1, this thing at 52 p.m. and what you get, visualization server, this thing is like structure, this is structure from that thing. This is update from user a, user 1, svn main demo java. These are the things you can see. Show only affected pause, whatever the selections you can see here. Refresh if you want to do any refresh. Okay, and here we go. Okay, refresh, and here your file comes. So what the things we have done inside, put it from user a sandbox by user 1, you can see those things through reference of server inside your local sandbox user b, another user 2. Okay, so we open the same thing by edit plus, and the same thing you got here. Okay, what is our main task? What is your main task? Refresh. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Refresh. So we have fetched the server file in our user b sandbox, and what are the steps we have yet completed, that are resource allocation we have done, and rendering, synchronizing them to server we have done, synchronize resources around local sandboxes, this thing also we have done. So check out, the tech lessons like check out, update local sandbox version as server, and check in to like commit the local sandbox changes to server. So the thing meant like units you can say, how to create different user locations and in our local system and connect to server we have completed, and how to add a resource directory or file etc to your local sandbox and update those to server. So we have done actually 60 to 50% of these things inside our sandbox. So now what we have to do, where are we, e drive user b trunk. So what we do now, we will just run this file and make a class. So better what I do now, that is edit plus uh, and create a package like package class directory, class directory. Okay, so control S or save, better you save, and close. So after close, what we have to do,
What is this name of the software?
so guys, what I have now make the thing of that Java, uh, just delete it. Uh, so go to again edit plus I have just defined a class directory here, and what now I have to do, that is I will just go and uh, compile this thing to make a directory and a class, and as suppose after that I'm just going to, that I'm just going to commit those things to the server, and later I will update those things in user a sandbox. Okay, so let's see. uh, okay, uh, what I use console. Okay, I will go with the console. I didn't want to go with the command. Okay, so let's see, what was the directory, it's e directory user p. Okay, so cd from e cd user p trunk dir, so there is java main demo, and what now I have to do, that is just to compile the Java file. So how can we compile? We know that there is a package, so we want to make the package main demo dot java. Here we go, and okay, the compilation done successfully, and okay, here the class directory created, and you can see a class file inside it. Okay, so now I will just check out the just run the class file. Okay, and how to run the class file, like java class dir okay, the first thing, that is java class directory dot command spn main demo. Okay, here we go, 55, and the second value is 45, so the addition is 100. So we have done the comparison, and I also run the application. Later what I have to do, cls now we have two things here. So what I want to do, cls exit Okay, what I want to do, I just want to synchronize all of those things and want to commit these things to server. So what is the main thing you have to do? Just go to svn commit, svn commit. If there is any messages you can do, what I do, just I am copying this thing. Let me know what is it. Okay, this is update from user p. This is update from user p, user 2. What was the also some messages, svm demo and dead time. So using a user 2 svm demo, svn main demo, and what is the time? It's 14 and it is 10 a.m. p.m. So now I just want to update all of these things, or want to just compile or commit all of these things to server. So better you, before commit, you see the server status, refresh it. uh, if go to trunk, there is only demo class. Now uh, let's do it. Okay, so we have done the okay. It will ask the user ID and password, user 2, password 2. So no, never do it. If you want you can do, not an issue, but just for I'm using 2 users, that's why I'm not saving the authentication permanently. Okay, okay, okay. So what I have done, we have completed division 3 from user 2 side. Okay, now what you have to do, just refresh this. Okay, not getting the refresh. Okay, yeah, you can see spin demo class, Java, all of these things. Now what I want to do, that is just I want to update these things in user a folder, and later I will run the class file from there. So that is the only thing remains in this session. So we will go to user a sandbox. Okay. Now user a, go to user a, go to trunk, svn update. It is updating. It asks the user id and password, user 1, password is password 1. Okay, so we have done the region 3. Okay, now what I need, if you want to see the class file, there is a class file. All of these things are updated inside the trunk terminology. Okay, I just learned what is terminology. Okay, console, page console, man. uh, console. Yeah, here the console comes, and I will just make it the width, just increase the width. Okay, we will go to the G drive, cd user a, go to trunk, cls, and java class directory dot svn main demo. Okay, and it asks, so I give 1400 and 600, addition is 2000. Okay, the program is also working here. So guys, all the things we have completed in this session. So we have completed the how to create different user location sandbox in your local system, and to connect and connect the same with the server, and the remaining all of the things, how to add a resource, that tree file, etc., to your local sandbox and update those to server. We have also seen these things. So doing all of these things, accomplishing these things, we have completed our session through. That's all for this session. Thank you guys, and just within some time I will just reach the session 3, in which we can see what is the main conflict issues at updating and committing, also more complex operations with client and server SVN side. Okay, that's all for today now. Okay, now thank you.